Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of GGRC. I'm RC, and you know what, since last night, the Quake Grave episode that I did, I've sort of decorated a little bit so that way you don't have just like a big white wall behind me. So this is the first GGRC episode I've done in my new house here, and it's the first episode on the channel since I've gotten back that Sushi's actually on camera, so he is back as well. You can't really see him all that well on the stream, but he is back, my co-pilot, my co-host, back in the flesh and the fur. But today we're going to be checking out The Crew 2. This is the closed beta that they have running for this weekend. I've played, I would say, roughly about an hour of it, and I'm actually really digging it. What I can say so far before we get started is that you can tell they have improved a lot about this game. The original game I actually liked. Actually, quite recently, I played the original Crew. Last year, I believe it was last year, they actually offered the game for free on Uplay, and I played a little bit of it, you know, a few hours here or there, and it was fun, you know, but I didn't think it was the greatest racing game. A friend of mine most recently picked it up, and we actually played it together, and the first game had a lot of issues, even though it was touting, you know, cooperative play, cooperative racing, you know, the fact that you're in a crew, and you know, you're supposed to be racing together to get better positions and that kind of stuff, or racing each other to certain landmarks and that kind of thing. There's just something missing about it. The UI was really wonky and really strange the way it was set up. It wasn't very intuitive. The way you set up a crew and actually meet up together sometimes was really mysterious. The way that the DLC worked with the game was really weird. You didn't know how it all played into the main game and how you access the DLC and stuff. I don't know. It just wasn't very user-friendly in my opinion. But The Crew 2 looks like it has remedied a lot of those issues, and we're going to get into it right now if Sushi will let me stop petting him. He's really he's really feeling this today. So yeah, let's get into The Crew here. Let's see. Here we go. Let's continue, shall we? So yeah, like I said, I've only played about an hour of this game so far, but I'm really digging it. I like the changes that they've made. You can see here that it already looks a lot different for those of you who played The Crew, the first game. You can see that it already looks a lot different. They seem to be going for a more Forza Horizon type of look here. It's very clean. The text is very readable, very big. And these are the three vehicles that I have so far. This is all I've gotten. I actually haven't played too far into it. This is my pilot here. I'm about to hit the next level. I'm still a rookie. I think the next one is called like Popstar. I don't know, something like that. But regardless, yeah, these are my vehicles here. So I've got an off-road vehicle. I've got a boat, and I've got a plane. So those who remember the first game, there were no boats, there were no planes, there was no sea, there was no air, there was none of that stuff. It was all just land, you know, it was all cars and everything. And there were a lot of different types of cars that you could drive in the game, which was fun. You know, you could go do anything from like a really fast street racing car to a monster truck, which is just, you know, awesome. We're actually going to jump into this guy. Let's see here. I haven't quite figured out how everything works here. I did it earlier to get back on the map here. What is the... Oh yeah, you hit B to quit. You're not actually quitting, but you pick your vehicle from the garage here, and there we go, we're back on the road. So the other thing you might notice immediately too is that The Crew 2 just, it looks a lot better than the first game. Not that the first game was like bad looking, but the first game did actually have a high-res texture update because people complained about it. I think one of the main problems with the first Crew is that it was mainly developed for console. So playing it on Uplay on PC was just like not the best experience to have with it. What is cool though is we can actually, with the car here, you can click the stick in and you can change over to a boat immediately. Oh, we actually went over to live photo mode. Still getting used to all the buttons here. If you hit left on the D-pad, it'll actually go over to photo mode. So if you hit this and we go over to boat, there we go. That's what we want. We want boat. And then you could hit and hold LB and RB together. That'll put you back in the water, and boom, now we're in the water. So it's not as seamless as they made it seem last E3 2017 when they were like, oh yeah, seamlessly you could go from, you know, this to that. If you're in a car changing to a boat, it's not going to be as seamless. Obviously, you got to get into the water, right? Alright, let's see. Oh, we totally missed that slalom, didn't we? So, what returns, though, is the little street challenges that you could get into. So, the slalom is back, as it was in the first game. But I like that they're using different colors to kind of mark a lot of these things around in the world. Because before, the only thing you had were symbols, and the symbols, to me, kind of sort of blended all together, so it was really hard to really kind of tell which ones were which ones you were driving into to do. So I really like that they're using these bright colors all over the place to kind of give you the, you know, the visual difference as to what you're going to be doing. So we finished that one. So the point of this one is you're not actually earning any medals in this one. Before, you would earn, you know, bronze, silver, gold, and then you could start earning platinums at a certain level in the game. In this one, it looks like you're just finishing different objectives that are in the world, and you can actually pick these things up here. So for each objective that you finish, you're going to be able to pick up new parts. So the parts that you put on your cars and everything are still in the game, which is cool, because I did think that that was a cool part of the first one. So when you pick up new parts in whatever vehicle you're in, you can actually go to performance. It'll actually give you a quick tell here to let you know which, you know, is your new part here. There we go. That's a huge upgrade, 99 to 113 for our whatever part that's supposed to be. The exhaust. There it is. Pops right up. Now, the part switching in this is a lot better, too. The part switching was another one of those UI things in the first game that really needed a lot of work. When you got a new part, you basically had two options, which was like put it back in the garage or put it on your car. And it was really annoying because if you had one in the garage, it was like you had to go back to your garage, you had to go in the garage, you had to meticulously find the car you wanted to upgrade, then meticulously find the part you wanted to put into. It was just like really annoying. In this, it's as easy as hitting pause, then you select your vehicle, you select performance, and then you select the part you want to put on it. So much simpler. I don't know who they hired to like fix all this UI stuff in the second game, but it was needed, wasn't it? Alright, let's see if we can actually switch to plane here. There we go. So that's seamless right there. From boat to plane was seamless. That was pretty cool. So you could do all kinds of different tricks in the plane. You can actually, you know, do a... Whoa! Do a barrel roll.
You picked up new followers for that action move you just did.
There you go.
Everyone you pull
Get this guy chiming in every now and then to tell you what's going on with your followers and stuff. So to finish the thought that I was making before, basically, here, we could do this knife move here. But you're not earning medals, you're earning fans, you're earning followers. So you could see that it's basically, your follower number is basically a combo amount. So let's do a loop-to-loop here. There we go. And see, the followers jumped up. So they're basically points, but they're supposed to be followers that are following you on social media, which is, you know, of course, a very topical and very, we'll say more of the times, more relevant thing to do instead of just medals, I guess. But let's switch over to boat. Here we go, from the air into the boat. So that's a seamless thing you could do there, which is really cool. So it's really seamless when you're going back and forth between boat and plane. Let's see if we could do it over the street here with a car. That's what I'm really interested in checking out here. All right, we'll do it on the highway here. Let's do it from like way up here too. This is what I really want to check out. All right, let's line ourselves up on the highway. Boom, we're way up here. There's the car. That was sweet. That was pretty awesome. So the only thing that's really an issue is when you're going from car to boat. Anything else is seamless. Everything else works. Very, very cool. Alright, so let's hit the back button here. Let's check out the map. So when you're driving, you can actually hit the back button. You can actually do this really cool, you know, 3D satellite type view of your car, and you can actually search around for stuff that's nearby. If you actually keep zooming out, you'll actually go back to a satellite, like Google Map type view here, and you'll be able to see more of the area. You can see that we do have some sort of thing over here. What is this? It's some sort of ground drift thing that we can do here. It also does a path, so you can see like where we started from and where we went. So you can see Here we go. There's all the places that we've been through. This was the water speed thing that we did, the slalom. We did this around here. Then we changed to a plane here, went up into the air, went around. You could even see the loop-de-loop we did there, which is pretty fun. But if we keep zooming out, you'll actually eventually get this new map that they have here. So all the way from out here, it'll actually save where you are. And you'll keep zooming in, you'll go back into satellite view, and you could find your car, which I think that is a seamless, really, really cool thing that they added in there. So from here, you can actually see everything that you have to do. These are all of your different objectives and races and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of in the mood to play a street racing trial here, so let's go for this. We could just select it, hit play. It'll actually zoom you way over to LA here, set you up. Now, since this is a trial, they're actually going to set you up with story here, but every story so far for each thing... Actually, I'll let this play out.
I'm sort of like the unofficial welcoming committee for the street racing family. We tune our rides, show them off, and race them. If that sounds like something you want in on, you got to show me something. I'll loan you a car, but you got to do the driving. If you win, you're one of us. Just remember, the car's a loaner. Don't scratch it.
So pretty much every vehicle or type of race that you're doing, whether it's street racing, off-road racing, you know, airplane, trick, stunt stuff, boat racing, whatever it is, every story is the same. You're coming into some sort of crew or group, and they basically say, hey, you got to pass this trial to get in with the crew that's currently doing street racing, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're doing an entry-level street race. So here we go. Now, the controls in this game, when compared to the original crew, are pretty much identical. You're basically racing, boosting, braking. Whoa, that's a bad... Ooh, that was a terrible turn there. And you're taking really bad turns there. What they did add into the game, though, that they didn't have previously, though, are these awesome jumps. The crew one was very much in the way of, like, a very normal racing game. That is to say, like, you know, you weren't hitting too many jumps. They did have certain objectives you could do where you could jump, and you tried to earn medals based on how far you jumped and that kind of thing. But this goes one step further by adding jumps into races and that kind of stuff. And you'll find those in boat races and everything else as well, which is really, really cool. It just makes it feel more lively, you know? Give me something more arcadey and fun to jump across. And I guess that's one of the main differences between this and the first game. Oh, jeez. Terrible jump right there. Is that this game feels much more arcadey than the first game. And I'm in last place here. There's no way we're going to pass this test here. We may have to do this one again. Hit that jump! But yeah, I've always been much more of a fan of arcade-style racers, and this one seems to have put another foot and leaned a little bit harder into the arcade stuff than the first game did. Now, the first game definitely had that half and half sim and arcade thing going on, but this one, I would say, is probably a bit more like 60% arcade game versus, you know, whatever it was before. That was terrible.
All right, you did it. Now come with me. Got something for you. I think you're gonna like.
So just finish the event. That's the whole thing. So even if you finish in 8th place, I guess you're going to be okay. And is that going to put us up to popular? That, maybe not. It was like right on the cusp of the next level. Welcome to the street racing family. So they welcome you into whatever crew you just beat.
That was some fine racing, which means you punched your ticket to the spot, the place where the street racing community hangs. I'm part of the crew here that's looking to take what we do legit. Feel the same way? Maybe we can help each other out.
So this guy's going to have probably some backstory as to why his legs are, or why he's in a wheelchair. Maybe his legs were broken in a street race or something like that.
He's the champion racer around here, the king of the quarter mile. You want to take a shot at him, it's going to take everything you got. And maybe a few things I can teach you. You got talent, but I can give you skills. You see those cars? One of them's yours.
So, yeah, like I said, every trial has been exactly the same. Every time you come in, they're like, hey, you got to finish this trial. Then they give you a free car. Then they introduce the person who's going to be like the main rival that you got to pretty much take out in that field. So it's identical in each one. Different people, different players, same story.
Pick your ride. Get behind the wheel.
And they always say pick your ride, but you only get to pick one of the whichever vehicle's labeled as free here. So you'll jump in, you got a new discipline, we can do street racing now. Now you can see we unlock different things here too, so we got to hit popular level to be able to do the drift stuff. But when you go up to these cars, you see this one's pointed as free vehicle, you can't actually get any of these yet. You can test drive them, but you can't get them yet. You can only get the one that's marked free, so we're going to grab that one for now. Well, this one actually offers more cars, more options than the other ones did. The other ones actually only offered one of each one. So the real question is, which one do we want to get? I'm going to get one top speed, 132. I'm going to get the one in the middle. Let's go the middle road here with the Ford Mustang. Oh, we can actually pick a color. Before we were not able to pick colors either. I don't know. I really like the orange one. That looks really cool. You can pick different rims too. Get your free vehicle, boom. So just for joining the crew, they're like, boom, here's a free, really expensive vehicle, which is really funny to me. You get 12 new activities to play here.
How we were talking about tricking out our rides? Now we've got the tools to do it at the house. Just no flame decals, okay?
So he's letting us know that we can now trick out our ride back at the house. So if we go back home, let's just enter here. So here we are. If we want to customize, you can actually go in here. We can select color. Oh, we can select between blue or blue. Okay, interesting. Can we actually select any of these? Oh yeah, we can. So we get like a cool green army one if we want. But we gotta buy it here. So what do we got? We got 87,000. I think we can afford that. I'll take it. That's pretty fun. Let's see, what else we got? Visual parts. So these are rims here, so let's trade up our rims. Let's get these. These are pretty sweet. Oh, we can actually change the colors of them, too. Alright, so I guess we'll get green to match the outside. Oh, you can actually change the rim size, too. That's new. So if we go back, we can actually make these just a little bit smaller than the back one, so it has kind of like that buggy look to it. That's pretty fun. We'll buy those. And performance parts. Can we actually buy these as well? No, it doesn't look that way. But we can customize it if we have extra parts. Alright, who else do we got here? So we can walk around your garage. We got our proto buggy here. We actually have our avatar, so you can customize your avatar. Let's actually see what that is, because I haven't done that yet. So you can change upper body and all this other stuff. You can give them a helmet. Let's see here. All kinds of different helmets. Alright. Wow, that's an expensive helmet. $2,400. I'll take it, though. Cover up the dude's face. We don't need him. Alright. Let's see. We got our boat over here. Let's customize our boat. Alright, let's get top 100. Just see what they got in here. That one's pretty cool. All I could say is, with these colors, anything is better than what I was using there, to be quite honest. What's this one? Hive Mind Racing. Oh, is that black on top? Okay, this one's got like a sweet, like, 80s spy boat look to it. Let's go with this. I like that. And there's no visual part for this one. Okay, so that's our boat. That's our off-road car. So over here we should have... Yep, here's our plane. Let's customize this too. Top 100. Here we go. Oh, that one's pretty nice. You get yourself a nice pink plane if you like. You can get yourself the matching green star, you know, socialist, communist type of look there. I I kind of like this bomber one. Let's go with this one. It's very old school. No visual parts for that one. Okay, that is the plane. So that means that... Where were we? So is our streetcar not here? We can't actually customize our streetcar? Or can we switch? If we do... oh, here we go. Switch vehicle. So if we hit start, we can actually switch over to this vehicle. Okay, so that's set as your favorite ground vehicle. I see. Okay, so that's probably the vehicle I'll switch to when you switch from, like, you know, plane or boat or whatever like that. We made it orange, but let's see what we got in the top 100. Again, we got so much in the way of money, we might as well. Of course, this is the old-fashioned Mustang GT look, which is really cool. Got a racing style one. Got like a Tiger. Oh, that black one with the orange is pretty sweet looking too. Half and half is nice. What is this one here? That one's kind of... Okay, let's go with this one. I really like the look of that. And a visual part. Let's see, we got a hood. The hood does change. Let's go with this one. I like it. Let's switch to the front bumper. So all of these customizations were things that you could do in the first game too. You could buy a car and then you could just go right through all the customization lists and customize everything, which is I thought was really cool. Let's go with these. Rims. Let's get some different rims this time. Oh man, the hypnotic ones? Okay. We're gonna go with like a... Can we go with a yellow? Sticks with orange for that for some reason, so you're only gonna get so bright. Which is kind of interesting. I want this as bright as can be. Alright, we'll do... Let's do the small rim, big rim thing on the back again. It's a fun look. Alright, rims, caliper color. Which I cannot change. Side mirrors. There's only 2 picks. I don't really care about that. Alright, I think that's good enough for now. Let's drive this bad boy around. What do you say? This is just the beginning of your career. See you at launch to discover new disciplines, events, challenges, customizations, and more. So that's like, basically they're telling you like those are all the introduction things that you can do here. But we can go back to the map. And let's zoom out here. Let's go do an actual like race or event or something like that, because there are a bunch here that are available. Uber Dam Powerboat. Let's do this. Now, of course, you can set a waypoint and you could drive across the country as well. One of the big factors from the first Crew game was the fact that they would let you drive across country if you wanted to. So if you want to drive, you know, from Michigan all the way to California, you could do that.
I know I'm not usually the one saying this sort of thing, but are you sure?
There's a boat jump right there.
And I'm not the one who usually says you're worrying too much. But here we are. It's all set. Between this and the race in Vegas, we're showing off in new venues.
So we're hoping the big jump means big numbers?
That's the idea. It's a big chance we're taking trying a location like this, but we've got to do it. One thing will never change, though. Old-fashioned driving will always win.
Well, there you have it.
3, 2.
All right, let's do this. Let's take these guys out. I'm not sure what our speed is going to be like compared to these guys. You can hold the left stick down to gain extra speed, which I thought was pretty cool. We're going to jump this thing. You ready? Woo! Hey, stay off the boat, huh? These glowy lantern things in the water look pretty good. The other thing I do like too is that at the top they give you a progression amount. Let you know that we're getting close to halfway through the race, which is kind of nice. The crew actually, at the very end of it, you could join really large crews. What do they call them? I don't know. Is it some sort of an online crew that you could join? Wow, we're jumping the whole Hoover Dam here. That was sweet. That crash at the bottom, though, did not feel very impactful. But yeah, you could actually join an online group, and faction is the word they use for it. And whatever your faction did as a whole, like faction races and that kind of thing, would count toward like whatever money you earned that week or that day, which is a very novel, cool idea. But at the same time, it just didn't work right because some of the... Ooh, that was not very good. Both of those guys passed me, and as they run into something interesting. Not very good AI there, I don't think. But the races for the faction stuff, some of them were so long that I would start one and then realize I don't want anything to do with this race. Like, this is going to take me 20 minutes to complete, and I don't have the time for this. There we go, we got second place there. So I don't know if that's going to make a return here when the final game comes out, but considering this is a beta/demo or whatever, there we go. I think we're going to hit popular here, right? Or is it not going to let us? This is as high as we go. Wow, it actually won't let you hit the next rank, I don't think, in the beta. Interesting. Or is this the next rank?
No reward. I guess that's one way of looking at it. You've got to evolve to stay relevant. If that means trying new venues, from downtown to 10 miles east of the middle of nowhere, then maybe that's what we got to do. But I know it's a gamble. It won't do us any good to win new fans if we lose the old ones. Finding a balance. That's the tricky part.
Hear that beeping? That's your radar going off.
What exactly she's talking about, I have no idea.
There's a reward nearby that you can track down and collect. The closer you are, the faster the beeps. See if you can find it.
So again, we'll go into our
Radar only works when you're on the move.
menu here.
So get rolling if you want to find the live reward.
And we will equip these new performance parts here. There we go. Now, he's talking about this radar thing. Now, I found one of these earlier. You'll notice that the radar in the bottom right-hand corner, it is actually beeping, and it's actually going to keep beeping the closer you get to whatever item it is that's out here. Now, we can actually make it a little bit bigger here so you can see it. Alright, so we passed it. Is it in this little alcove? You're also going to get these things called photo ops here. You're going to have the ability to get to certain areas and then you could take photos. And if you take a photo there, you're going to get more experience and whatnot. And not really experience, but I guess fans, as they call it here. Okay, so this item we got to pick up must be up on the rocks, because I am not seeing it in the water here. So we're going to get in the plane real quick here. Once we get to some open water. Yeah, it must be up there. Alright. Get to some open water and let's switch. There we go. We are now in the plane with the new cool bomber art. We're going to turn here as quick as we can. Plane does not turn super quick. But I can see that the beeping has returned. So we're going to switch back over to car and see if we can find this thing. Which we may not be able to do. Hopefully it's just tucked up over the brush over here. Following. These are all rocks. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. It's actually stuck up in those rocks somewhere. Or down in the water in the rocks. I'm not quite sure. Okay, it's still beeping. We're doing some like platforming here with our car, just trying to find this thing. Just pretty silly. Ah, we're stuck. Can we get out of here? No, I didn't think so. All right, let's check out the map here. Maybe we can find it through here. So normally what this beeping is it's a it's going to be a pillar like that just says live on it, and when you collect it in whatever vehicle, you actually get parts to use in your vehicle. So, I don't mean just like one part, but they actually spit out 3 parts that are pretty helpful. But I am not seeing any kind of pillar down here, so maybe you have to discover it before you can see it on the map. Either way, let's zoom out here, and let's see, what haven't we done yet? Got Pro Racing HQ, more street racing, more boat racing. Let's do an off-road rally raid here, because these are usually my favorite. I really like the off-road racing stuff. And we're going to want to switch cars here. Let's select this one.
Pickup truck, and so will the competition, which means it's the driver that will make the difference. And I say that knowing you'll be the best out there.
There we go. Oh, it actually, okay, it changed to a pickup truck because we're all going to be using the same pickup truck for this race. So once we break through here, we get to the starting grid.
3,
Here we go.
2, 1.
Now, I also like this too. It gives you a couple options on which way to go in these off-road ones, so you could go left or right there, which I thought was really fun. And sometimes it's hard to tell if you're going the right way. You just gotta try to follow the arrows when you see them every now and then. Let's hit this jump here. We go over here. Go. Use a little bit of that boost. Whoa! Save this for the uphill climb. It's tough deciding whether to stay on the road or if to just go for it, like, off-road here, because boost really helps you going uphill here, but at times it can be tough, like just climbing the hill in the truck if you don't have the boost. I actually had my dune buggy going up one of these hills previously, and it was really tough to get up. Alright, here's our checkpoint here. I like that they also give you a couple options of entering the checkpoint too. You can enter from the left or right just like that. But look at this, we gotta go downhill like this crazy mountainside to get over to this checkpoint. One of the things I like more about the off-roading in this game versus the first game is that they've made the weight of the truck just feel a bit heavier. So you don't feel like you're skidding all over the place all the time. It feels like there's less room for huge error. You can definitely feel that, like, if you get a shaky vehicle on a crazy terrain, it's going to be difficult to... It's going to be difficult to get through. Let's go this way. Whoa! But for the most part, I feel like this just controls so much better. Like, it controls the way it needs to. Yeah, in the previous game, as soon as you went off-road, if you didn't have a specific really good off-road vehicle that was, you know, upgraded with lots of really good stuff, you were going to be spinning out all over the place, and it was a little frustrating. Especially if you take, you know, a wrong spin or something like that. It was really annoying. But this doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, you can see we're taking huge jumps right there. And we're landing just fine, which is nice. You could focus on the racing at hand as opposed to making sure that your car isn't skidding out every second here. I love seeing all the different terrain you get to go over in the off-road stuff, though. I think it's a hell of a lot of fun. Oh, we just barely squeezed through. Also, you'll notice cars are not afraid of water in this. As you can see, we are driving into water. I think we totally... What did we do wrong here? Okay, I'm definitely not supposed to be here. I definitely messed something up here. And it won't let me get the hell out. We may have to restart this race. Oh, can't get out. Man, we were so close to the end, too. Okay, so I'm assuming we have to just follow this around. So much for off-roading, huh? Kinda sucks. I'm expecting to traverse all that water to get to the finish, and that's not the case. You gotta go kind of up and around. Kind of weird. We were killing this race, too. We were gonna absolutely dominate. And in we are. There's the finish. Not so great. We still beat the time, though. Man, we would have beat it by so much more, though, had we not get stuck there. We got a ton of coinage. Just can't get past popular. And here's some stuff over here for it. We got a new vehicle and some stuff for us to collect over here. Very cool. So we get to keep the truck that we just raced in, which is kind of nice. Congratulations on completing your first event. So now they're letting you know, hey, guess what? You can buy this. Whoops. Let's see. It's actually opening up a thing for us to buy it already. Let's go back to the game, please. Thank you. All right. So there's a photo op nearby. There's a coyote. So if you hit deploy, it'll put the photo op. As wild as it might get, this one won't ask for a tip. Oh, there was another radar going there, too. Maybe we can actually find this one. Okay, radar's still going. Down this ravine. Look at that. We're going straight vertically down. Oh, we passed it. Where did it go? It only beeps when you're heading the right way, so that's what you want to make sure you're heading the right way. See, why did it stop again? Ah, there it is. Okay. We spotted it. So these are the little live pillars here. Once you hit these, you hold A. Hold on 1 second here. I don't know why this isn't working here. Decline. There we go. It's because that photo op thing popped open. So we open that, this is open, and we can collect our stuff, which is kind of cool. So we got new suspension, new motor core. Now, of course, we can go into the options here, and we can go to performance, and we can apply these. And we got a couple upgrades here. Look at that. Now, of course, all of those are off-road pieces, so I mean, we can go in and we can upgrade to the ones that haven't been used yet. So like that 56 was an upgrade for this one, but we didn't use it on the truck, so there we go. All right, back to it. So here we are. What is that? That is a deer. What's this? Is that a bear? Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay, cool. They got the wildlife back in this one. There was wildlife in the other one, but every time you got close to them or even, you know, got close to hitting it or whatever, it would just react very strangely. I think this was actually the way we were supposed to go. We're probably supposed to go around the river this way, and then there was the jump that was right up here. So we were probably supposed to hit this to get to the finish line. So it's probably supposed to be this awesome, you know, finish for us, you know, but we didn't, it didn't quite get it due to the water. But oh well, that's how things work sometimes, right? Let's go up over here. So actually, the radar thing in the first game actually had you finding old car parts to put old cars back together, which I thought was really, really cool. It was actually my most favorite part of the game, was the exploration stuff with finding and unlocking all the cars. I actually did all of that in the crew. I had a ton of fun, like, locating those parts. But there was a way to sort of exploit it. Like, you'd be able to find the radar in each area, because you knew there'd be a car part there. And then you could go to the map and you could just keep deploying your car closer and closer and closer to it until you actually found it. So there was a way to actually exploit it. So I'm sure that they've gotten rid of that in this new game here. Let's go back to the map real quick and see what else we can do here. But what I could say so far, guys, is that if you are a fan of racing games in general, I think that this is not only a huge improvement over the first game, but so far I'm having a ton of fun with it, and I think it's one of those games that's just going to be a lot of fun to play in general. For anybody who's a racing fan, this is going to be, I think, like the game you're going to want to play this summer, because they just have so much to do in it. Street racing, off-road racing, there's bikes too, you can unlock bike stuff, there's plane stuff, there's boat stuff. It's just like, there's so much to do, so many things to find, so many little challenges all over the place. It's just, to me, it seems really, really cool. Alright, this one is going to be some sort of trick plane thing that we can do here. I did one of these earlier, but this one might be a little tougher, so let's see what happens. In our cool bomber plane, look at this. I love this thing.
You're going to be asked to perform a list of stunts. Finish one list, and you'll get another.
Alright, so they're telling you to do certain things to do on your list here. So we actually got to get 275 yards low altitude. We did it. We got to air drift. So all this is a matter of like holding the left and right bumpers, and you will air drift. And now we got to do a loop, which is usually pretty easy as well. So we do a loop. So to reach the amount of points that they want you to get, you have to do, I think, up to 3 lists, I believe is what I did before. So your points will count up. This might only be 2.
Strut your stuff. Between lists, you'll get some time to freestyle and really show what you can do. Mastering both is
do a roll.
What aerobatics is all about.
How many rolls can we do? Let's see. Okay, checklist sequence. Alright, we got a vertical up. So this is literally just like driving up. You drive up, 273 yards. There's that. We gotta do an outside looping. This is pretty much the same thing. You just go do a loop front ways. There's that, and then we got a nosedive. It's actually pretty pretty shocking. You're just heading towards the ground like that.
Freestyle, that is.
Dude, oh man. That's gonna make you dizzy for sure. Those of you who are not prepared for that. I want to see if I can get 3. Oh my god, is it? It's very dizzying. Alright, we gotta do another roll. We'll be able to finish one thing on the list. So you don't have to do them all in order, but if you were ever not sure of like what one is... Oh, stay away from the trees. We got 1 minute left. Let's see if we can maximize this. This is the only way we're gonna get low altitude is between the trees. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's get up here real quick, get this one, do a loop. Hey, why didn't that count? That was a loop. I have noticed that. I did that yesterday too when I did my first plane thing. I did a loop and it didn't count it for some reason, so they literally want you flying straight and then they want you to do a loop and you know, come back to where you were on the straightaways there. So sometimes that can be really hard to measure. Alright, we're just gonna, let's see, what else can we do? Yeah, we'll just drift for this moment here. But I'm pretty excited that they added boats and planes into this because I've always been a big fan of racing, as I mentioned a few times in this episode, but like the fact that they're adding all of these options in along with racing cars, I think is just such a cool thing because it all feels pretty realized. With certain games, sometimes, especially with the first crew, it wasn't completely fully realized with like some of the car stuff. But the fact that they've had a few years here to work on getting not only the car stuff realized, but also making sure that they got, you know, the plane and the boat stuff all taken care of as well. It's pretty exciting because it does play well. So it's easy to tell that these things are going to work out and be fun to play. All right, let's, this is really fun. How far did we go? We can actually see our whole pace. So we did a loop there, 2 loops there, because the first one didn't count. But that's fun. I love that you can go back and see exactly what you did. Very, very cool. Alright, we were flying up there. We got another boat. Let's do another street race here.
This is hallowed ground you're driving on.
Oh, we gotta go. We gotta switch to our street race car.
Here is where Tio, the champion, made his bones. If you win here, it's damn certain you're going to attract his attention.
All right, let's do it. Oh man, are we actually racing in like the sub, you know, parking garage area? That's pretty cool if that's what we're doing. Oh no, it's just the start. Okay. I was like, man, that would have been cool if there was a race through the garage.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Racing through Vegas, it looks like. Oh. Alright, boost this up. Let's get past this number 2 guy and get up to number 1. I want my number 1 spot, dude. Take this jump. Woo! Oh, we actually got to go in through the hangar here. That's pretty cool. Now, there is one thing in this game that they haven't done a whole lot of. They advertised it in the E3 trailer from 2017 last year. It's the fact that the world does collapse on itself to, like, change for you. So, for example, if you are in a car and then you're switching to a boat, the world will just, like, kind of fold and change, and then it'll, you know, put you over to that. So far, I've only seen that in the very beginning of the game, where they gave you a, you know, they gave you, like, a sort of an introductory race where you jump from thing to thing, car to boat to plane, that kind of thing, and the world folds and you can see it. I thought it was a really cool, oh jeez, hit that head on. I thought it was actually a really cool idea, a very clever thing to do. But what I will say also is that I haven't seen it since, so I don't know if that was just something to get people to purchase the game because it looks cool and it's only shown off at the beginning there as like sort of a, hey, this is gonna be, you know, this is how you're gonna be able to switch from vehicle to vehicle seamlessly. But as far as the world changing and folding, that's just kind of like a stylistic thing that's only in the introduction of the game. I thought that all the races in this game, like the bigger races, were going to include all kinds of stuff like that. So that's why I'm a little disappointed with the beta where you only get one race like that. I thought most of the races were going to have you doing like a triathlon thing where you start with a car you know, jump to a plane, end up in a boat, and finish the race. I thought that's what all the races were going to be like. I'm not going to be too picky just because, like, I think that this so far is a really well-realized racing game, but I feel like they need to explain that a little bit better to everybody who's expecting to play this game. Do I keep first? I think I got it. Yep, there it is. That guy thought he was scooting ahead of me, but he couldn't get it. Sucks, man. Sucks for you. There's our pickups. Oh, man. We got a green and we got a purple item. Nice. Or pink item. And, of course, we got a first. Let's see. Let's put on these parts here. There we go. That's a huge upgrade right there. Now, that one actually had, like, it says each epic part has 2 affixed. Try to equip the most suitable for your way of driving. So I don't know what those icons actually mean on the part, but it's pretty cool that they actually add little things like that in there for your car. On the other side of the road, I did see this lightning bolt. I wanted to inspect this on the map. Oh, it's a speed trap. Okay. So what we want to do is try to get the fastest speed we can there, I think, maybe? So we'll start from back here and see what kind of speed we can get on that. And here we go! Nope, not even close. 113. Gotta get 124. We could get it. We just gotta start from way back here. Look at that. Yeah, we could certainly pass that. I say we go for it. Let's turn around and do it. Okay. And here we go. Get that speed up. We'll be hitting that boost momentarily. Let's see what we get for the speed trap. Don't hit anybody. We wouldn't even need boost, but we're going to use it anyway just to blow it out of the water. There it is. 157, almost 160. We definitely got a checkbox on that. So that's going to give you some sort of popularity rating boost there, but obviously we are at the tippy top of what we can do here. And to be quite honest, as cool as this game is, as much as I'm having fun with it, like you can see your pathway with the streetcar again, which again is always lots of fun. I think we have kind of exhausted a lot of the things that we can do in this beta here. There are a few more races I could do, but you guys have kind of seen everything that the game will have to offer. And to be quite honest, I don't know that I want to play any more of it, just because I want this to feel fresh for me when it comes out at the end of the month, because I feel like this might be a day one purchase for me. Because I have a friend of mine, and we love to play racing games together, especially when we can actually play co-op and race together and everything. So, but that is The Crew 2, guys. Again, I think it's a really cool game. I think that is a huge improvement over the first game already, just playing the beta. The UI looks that much better. Editing your cars is that much easier. I definitely feel like it's one of those things where you could definitely see, you know, from game to game, the sheer improvements, you know. And it seems like nowadays games kind of start with one game that has like a great inkling of an idea, right? But then they go on to not be as fully realized as they probably should be, right? The first game in a lot of the different series that come out nowadays, like, just have this great idea, this great premise, and it's just not fully realized yet. But then the sequel comes along, takes an idea, puts it in a blender, adds a lot of other things to it, and it just feels like this polished masterpiece of a game. And I'm not calling this game a masterpiece by any means, but it's a hell of a lot better than the first one felt. That's for sure. The driving feels better. Everything looks and feels better. Everything makes a lot more sense as to where things are located and how to get there and everything. And of course, you have a lot of the charm from the first game, you know, the driving from, you know, Maine all the way to California. If you want to do that, you can do that. There's probably an achievement for doing it as well. But there you go, everybody. That's The Crew 2. I'm looking forward to it. If you're a racing fan, I feel like you should look forward to it too. But there you go. That is The Crew 2. And guys, I will see you all next time on GGRC. Thanks for watching.